You know what they say.
What do they say?
First the worst, second the best, third is the one that I'm gonna do next. People, it is time for more Haminations! The illest and realest animation channel. We've already looked at this channel twice before, but it has been so fun. And there are so many classics that we just gotta do it again. And especially when Bryson himself watches these. Thank you, homie. Unless you don't watch this one and then it will be kind of awkward that I said that. But we are gonna be watching two more of Haminations' most viewed videos of all time. As I like to call, essential viewing. We have to watch these. I almost died 3 times. And My Dreams. Both of these videos are huge. I think these are gonna be really exciting topics, especially after the last one that we saw. And I cannot wait to hear these stories. I almost died 3 times. Are you ready, people? Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Haminations! Sorry, I didn't pick the intro. That's really how it sounds.
Life is good and needs to be cherished. You see, I almost died just now. We must be grateful for the time we have because at any moment we could. Hi there. My name is Bryson. Do you guys want to hear how close I came to dying?
Yes.
And this is so, okay, this is so weird for me right now. Because in the first video, we watched videos when Bryson's voice
was still higher.
1 glass of water, please.
And then in the last video that we just did a few days ago,
Hi, I'm Bryson.
his voice had dropped.
Significantly.
So I forgot that that was a thing. I forgot the high voice was a thing. Here I was expecting.
Hey guys, it's Bryson here.
But instead we got.
You guys want to hear?
Okay. But that's cool. I love both voices. They're both ill. Let's go.
How I have sat on the fence betwixt the worlds of life and death,
Whoa.
and be it by fate, be it by luck, be it by some otherworldly power that my soul was spared from almost certain death.
Yes.
Would you like me to illuminate the moments where the scythe of the Grim Reaper scathed by me? An inch closer and my very soul would have been expunged?
Yes.
How
Yes,
one
I do.
moment was the deciding factor in a child's fate. To be or not to be was held in the balance of a single.
Yes, I want to hear the stories, Bryson.
And should one misstep be taken, the scale would tip towards not to be. Did I survive because I was lucky? Because a fluke prevented my life from going out in an indifferent universe? Or was it because I was protected by some guardian angel?
Maybe.
Luck or fate, it's for you to decide. All I can do is tell you what happened.
Wow.
All I can do is show you how my soul was spared.
Wow, that was way more intense than I thought. Holy cow, dude, longest intro ever. Mr. Beast must not have been poppin' when this video was made. Then again, your boy has some long intros too. I have no complaints.
Okay, this should be fun. Gather around, children, ages 13 and up, and I'll tell you about the times I almost died. All these stories actually took place in North Carolina between the ages of 4 and 9. And after that, I never almost died again.
Wow.
Never almost died again.
Never say never.
So I guess I was just wildin' for those 5 years before I chilled out. So there me and my family were, watching a movie together. We had just recently moved in, and I was laying down on the ground in front of the giant cabinet that held our VHS and DVDs.
This
This cabinet was very tall and wide, but kind of skinny. It was also on carpeted floor,
It's going
meaning
down.
it was a little bit shaky.
Yep, that's how it goes. This is a little shaky. Very, very sketchy. Very sketchy. That's the risk we take when we have carpet. The reason I use carpet is because I yell in my videos and I don't want people to hear me and I want it to sound good. Sorry, I guess that's not very novel information, but I just thought I'd let you know.
Our solution for this was bolting it into the wall.
Oh no.
But we had not bolted it in yet because, I don't know if you
just
know
moved.
this, but there are actually a lot of other things that have to be done when moving into a house. And bolting the cabinet into the wall is not the top of the list. It's right below feeding the children and giving them a place to sleep. And keep in mind, they were not getting any help from me because I was 4. If anything, I was messing everything up. Anyways, as I was laying down, I was grabbing the bottom of the cabinet and opening and closing it with my feet. My mom, who was folding everyone's laundry, said, "Bryson, don't do that. The cabinet could fall. It isn't bolted in yet."
As if that sentence is gonna register to a 4-year-old. Literally a 4-year-old? Here's the extent of a conversation you can have with A 4-year-old. Little Robbie, please don't be moving that cabinet drawer in and out with your foot. It is not yet bolted to the wall, and something bad could happen if you continue to do that. I want Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man toys. Captain America. Oh, God. That's the conversation you can have. So, yeah, I'm gonna take a wild guess, and I'm gonna say Bryson probably didn't listen.
No, thought little Bryson. I will not stop.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ah, stop it!
Whoa. Hey, Bryson, you good? No, that didn't happen. I mean, the shelf did fall, but there's a twist. As Mom was folding laundry, she had subconsciously placed the baskets around me in such a way that when the cabinet
drawer's gonna fall on
the
'em.
baskets caught it, saving me. But I totally thought that I had died, because when the cabinet fell,
my
it created a
gosh.
big gust of wind, and the doors opened, and all the CDs fell onto me, making more wind rush past my face. I thought that this wind was the sensation of my soul flying up to heaven.
Okay, bud. I'm sure you as a 4-year-old you were processing that information.
Bryson, are you okay? Is he dead? Am I dead? Oh, he's not dead. Brody, stop. So this other time, Kyle, who was engaged to my sister at the time, dared me to stand on his hands so he could lift me all the way up because... fun. He was
Yay.
older, therefore all-knowing, so I said okay. So Kyle, who was like 6 feet tall, lifted little 4-foot
Ceiling
Bryson
fan?
up. His arms were fully extended, which added like an extra 2
Oh.
feet. So my head was 12 feet in the air. And to a 9-year-old, that's basically in space. Anyways, as I'm up there, I lose my balance. I tried to use the wall to stabilize myself, but I failed instantly, and I fell down head first. Kyle watched me falling to my death and activated his marine powers to catch me by the ankle.
Wow.
And I kid you not, there were 6 inches of clearance between the floor and my head. Had Kyle been 1 second later, I would have totally died. Kyle later told me that as I was falling, he thought, I can't enter the family like this. Hey guys, I'm so excited to finally marry Brittany and be part of the family. I love you guys so much. So anyway, I killed Bryson.
Jeez.
Nice. Brody, stop.
Oh my gosh. Being able to reach out and grab someone when they're falling like that, now that's impressive. My instinct is to kick my foot out and break the fall. I can do that really quickly. But then again, I guess if you're dropping something from over your head, there's like a little bit of time to do this. If you are holding your hands like this and you drop something, you don't have time. So I guess it's a unique situation, you know. Maybe I would be able to save the day.
This next story is the real reason I made this video. Because
Okay.
it was the most dangerous.
Okay.
You could argue that I would have survived the other 2 stories. That cabinet would only have broken a few bones. Or, you could survive falling 12 feet directly onto your head. Maybe. But this next story is the real deal.
All right, let's
I would
go.
100% have died.
Let's go.
Cool. Brody! Stop. Mom and Dad weren't home, and it was raining outside. My brother Braden must have been bored, so he told me to come with him across the street because... Okay. Anyway, we crossed the street in the rain when all of a sudden, lightning struck nearby. The sound shattered the air and shook me to the
No.
core. I was only
Wait.
like 5, so this really scared me. I started crying and running back to the house.
Does a
I
tree
ran
get
to the middle
struck?
of the road when suddenly my foot planted to the ground and I froze where I was. Right then, a car sped right in front of me. I was shocked, but I unfroze and ran into the safety of the house. I watched through a window as a very scared Braden walked back to the house. He had watched me almost die after all. Just then, the car that almost hit me pulled in front of him, and the lady driving the car scolded Braden and yelled at him for my mistake. Which was super rude because 1, it wasn't Braden's fault, and 2, that lady was the one going way over the speed limit in a neighborhood.
Okay. That's kind of fair on both sides. Speeding in like a residential area, like a neighborhood, especially like a school zone, whatever, very bad. You gotta chill, you gotta slow down. But I am also an adult who has had to slam on the brakes because of kids running into the middle of the street. And that is like infuriating as an adult because it's like, dude, I almost hit you. And if I hit you, my life is about to get way worse and it would be all your fault. Your life would get way worse and my life would get way worse. So she has a reason to be mad, like obviously. But yeah, speeding in the residential area, nah. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
Braden came back to the house and things started to calm down. But I started to think about what had just happened.
Yeah.
Then the thought occurred. Why had I stopped? I was running to the house and I hadn't seen the car and I had no intention of stopping. It felt like I had been stopped. And I stayed there for a solid second. And had I continued running in that second, the car would have totally hit me. So the question remains, was I stopped by some guardian angel or was it just luck? I don't know. But whatever it was, I'm glad I'm not dead.
So here's the thing. If this is like a thing that happened and now you have a greater faith in higher powers or a higher power or anything like that, that can be very healthy and that can be great. That can be very good. And who knows? Who knows, right? We have no way of knowing. But also on top of that, our bodies and our minds do have it's called subconscious thinking. We do have subconscious thoughts and reactions that we don't realize we have, but we have them. You know, it's the same reason that animals who are very dumb still know what to do. They aren't conscious, they aren't thinking. Like bugs are not conscious the way that we are conscious, right? But they know what to do, it's subconscious. And so it's entirely possible that there was some kind of sound that Bryson didn't pick up on, but did register in his brain that made his body stop, you know? Even if he didn't see or hear the car, it might have been just so subtle that his brain picked up on it in a way that he didn't consciously. Yo, Psychology Hour with RobertIDK. Let's go. Just keeping it real. You know, I haven't said this in a long time, but let's flex real quick. RobertIDK, the most educational non-education channel on YouTube. Let's go.
I don't know. But whatever it was, I'm glad I'm not dead. Yet.
Oh no. Yeah, okay, I saw that happen.
Several Brysons were almost harmed in the making of this video. Please subscribe so he doesn't die from taxes.
Taxes?
And also follow his Twitter and his Instagram and buy his merch and...
Sweet. Okay, I've done most of those things. I've been subbed. I'll boop that like button. I'll get me some Haminations merch. I did follow him on Twitter and Instagram. And you know what, you guys, I'll say here, you guys should follow me on Twitter and Instagram because I use both of those things. And I feel like the vast majority of people who follow me on Instagram, which I post on like every day, I feel like the vast majority of them are from like 2017 and aren't people who currently watch my videos. I know there are exceptions, but yeah. Okay, that was a good one. I will say in terms of almost dying and crazy, scary, divine moments like that happening, I do think that Brenner has you beat significantly if you didn't see the video where we looked at that right here. I definitely have some stories of almost dying, aside from the one literally like 2 months ago. Should I make a video talking about them? You let me know in the comments, okay? Oh, and if you haven't booped the like button on this video and subscribed to this channel, obviously make sure you subscribe to Bryson, of course. But if you're watching this and you're liking this, and you're not subscribed to this channel as well, it would be so cool. It would be so cool if you did both. I would really appreciate that. Okay, my dreams! Wow.
You know, Robert, it's not just humans that have dreams.
Yes, Kermit, I would imagine that that's the case. This video existing is not anyone denying that dreams exist for other creatures than humans.
Okay, well, I was just saying, you know, frogs have dreams too. And I think that maybe we should, you know, maybe take a moment to think about that.
No, Kermit, I don't think we need to take a moment to talk about frog dreams. What are you doing?
Frogs have dreams too, don't you know? We have dreams. Yes, we do.
You know what, Kermit? I think we're good. I think we're good. Thank you very much. My Dreams by Bryson Haminations. All right, homies, let's hit it. 3, 2, 1. All right. Whoa. Let's go. Oh, the best dreams. The best dreams. Yo, have you gone through life without flying in a dream yet? If so, you're missing out.
You broke my window! You gotta pay for that! Foolish mortal, you live in a world of my mind's own creation, and now your existence is forfeit. Fall to the earth and
here
perish.
We go.
FBI, open up! Light him up, boys.
And then you wake up. Wow.
He's still alive. Hi.
Can you really get hit with an RPG in your dream and not wake up? Because that's where that's where my brain draws the line. As soon as someone pulls out the Draco on me in a dream, yeah, I'm up.
Don't pull out the Draco. Don't pull out no gun now. All right.
Bryson must have super dream powers if he can be dreaming and get hit with an RPG and still stay asleep to vanquish his enemies. Incredible.
Hi. I'm Bryson, and today I want to talk about some of my dreams.
Okay.
Now, if you take a look inside my smooth brain, you will find thinking Bryson and feeling Bryson.
Aw.
Feeling Bryson is usually the one in charge because I'm an emotional boy. Also, I'm stupid. But when I go to sleep, the one in charge is subconscious Bryson. He's the one that makes the dreams, and he's made a lot of them. I've had dreams where I fly, dreams that I cry, dreams where I'm a Jedi, and dreams where I die.
So long,
Bryson.
I've also had a lot of dreams that I'm
Got him.
Spider-Man. But for this video, I'm gonna draw myself as my own Spider-Man that I created. I call it Spider-Ham. But Bryson, there's already a Spider-Ham, and he looks like this.
What? Got him.
Anyway, the Spider-Man dreams are always really cool. I get to swing around and just have fun. But a lot of times I'll have some kind of disadvantage in them. For example, in one of them, the webs shot out really slow. You'll
Oh
never
my
catch me, bad
gosh.
guy. Webs, go!
Oh no. He's gonna get wrecked. Man, this dude gets to be Spider-Ham regularly in the dreams. That is so sick. I don't have recurring characters I get to play. That would be wonderful. You know what's the worst? And this has happened to me a bunch of times. There's some of the coolest dreams, but also some of the worst dreams where you have a dream where you're in like a horror video game. Like the number of dreams I've had where I'm in some form of Resident Evil. Insane, insane. Those are not as fun as being Spider-Man. I don't really want to face Mr. X, okay, on a regular basis.
Another time, if I swung too hard, I would get unstuck and I would fall.
Whoa. Do another web.
In another one, I couldn't calculate the arcs of my swings properly, meaning as I was swinging, I would hit the ground.
Ow. Ow.
In one of them,
Why
there
does
was
that never
a
happen in the
swordfish who was
movie?
about to get run over by a car, so I used my webs to save him. Anyways, web slinging is fun, but only when it works. Naturally, the next step from swinging dreams are flying dreams. I had one where I could fly really fast, but only if I held a jump rope for some reason.
Makes sense. It's a perfectly
If I tried
logical.
it without the jump rope, then...
Jeez, Bryson, you went hard on that drawing. So we are back in the world of Bryson eliminating things and people. We are back in that world. Was this just an era of Bryson having repressed rage? Is this just the repressed rage era of Bryson that we are witnessing? I would love to know.
In this one Harry Potter dream, I was on top of a tall tower, and I asked the guy next to me, "Do you know how to fly?"
Just mash.
He was referring to
Mash.
mashing on a video game controller like this.
That'll do it.
But I didn't have a controller, so I jumped and I mashed, and I could fly.
What did you mash, Bryson?
In another dream, I was in a Pokemon game, and again, I could fly because why not? But then this shady guy came up and said, "Feet on the ground, fast asleep." And for some reason, it made
You
me come to the
listened?
ground and fall asleep. And then he stole all my Pokemon and items.
You fell asleep in your dream? Dude, the number of times I have woken up from a dream in a dream.
Dream within a dream, huh? I'm impressed.
The number of times I have been dreaming about dreaming and I wake up and I'm like outside my totally not normal bed because I'm in a dream and I'm like, whoa, that dream was crazy, but I'm still dreaming and wacky stuff's still happening to me and I'm not surprised because it's a dream. It's the worst. Like that's happened. I have dreams where I'm like laying awake trying to sleep for like 4 hours. And in my dream, I just am bored as heck. Like could not be more bored. Those are the worst. Boring dreams. You'd rather have no dream at all than a boring dream, you know?
Anyways, I hate that guy. Also, I have a recurring one where if I wiggle my legs, I can float. It feels so normal in these
Whoa.
dreams, like, yeah, I'm floating. So what? But then I get sad when I can't do it in real life. So I've been talking about the dreams I enjoyed, but now we're moving on to the ones that stress me out.
Cool.
These dreams are really frustrating to me because the reason I go to sleep is for some peace and quiet, not to be stressed out by fake scenarios. It sucks because I wake up all anxious and sweaty only to realize that it was fake and my brain gave me an anxiety attack for no reason.
I'm never mad after a stressful dream. I'm never like, oh, that's so annoying that happened. I'm just so relieved. Dude, have you not ever had like a stressful dream where like someone died or like something horrible happened and you're so sad and then you wake up and you're like, yes, it was just a dream, yes. And then you like call your parents because you have a new appreciation for them. That happens to me. I will have horrible dreams where like something horrible happens that would just ruin my life. And then I wake up and I'm stoked, you know? You can't go back and change the dream. So for me, you don't get mad, you know?
So in this one, me and a bunch of people were traveling through a canyon and we encountered this crazy guy.
Whoa.
He gave me really bad vibes, but everyone was just like, walk past him, it's probably fine. So I did, but then the guy lunged at me and pulled out a needle and said,
Yeah, this here snake venom is gonna kill you dead.
and he
Yikes.
injected me with the snake venom and I started freaking out. I'm gonna die, he injected me with venom, ah! But everyone else was just like, it's fine, don't worry about it, you'll probably be okay. And I woke up out of fear. I had one where my whole family hated me, and I woke up all stressed and sad, so I texted them and told them about the dream and asked if they hated me.
Aww.
But nah, it was just a dream. They still love me. In another one, I was at home and a robber broke into my house. I started running away and screaming, trying to alert my family, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't scream loud enough.
Do not give us that.
And I could only run super
don't have
slow,
that
and the
music.
bad guy was catching up to me. And then I woke up out of fear again.
You guys know how in the Let Me Explain Studios video that I just put out, I talked about how the Sega Genesis and Sonic 2 was my first game ever? I really think my first memory of playing a video game was Sega Genesis Sonic 2. You know what is in Sonic 2 that is terrifying? That. I use that as my alarm clock. That wakes me up in a matter of milliseconds with my heartbeat pumping like I'm having a heart attack. This is possibly one of the most panic-inducing things I've ever heard. How to induce a panic attack in every 90s kid. Every time I hear that, even if I'm dying on purpose, my heart races. Yeah, Bryson.
And the bad guy was catching up to me.
Why did you have to put that music in that chase scene? See, here's why Bryson didn't do it, because Bryson's a little bit younger and he probably didn't grow up playing the super old Sonic games. Probably not as terrified by that music as I am, but I am.
I had one dream where I fought the Grim Reaper with a spatula.
Get him.
And I won.
Get
that
him.
one was stressful, but I was victorious, so it's not that bad. He underestimated me and my spatula. In this one, I could waterbend, but as the dream went on, it got harder and harder to control the water. It wasn't working, and it was getting so frustrating, and then I woke up. Bryson, time to wake up! I don't want to get up because I was trying to do the water whip in my dream, and now I'm never gonna be a master waterbender because you woke me up! What?
Oh no, I hate that. First of all, re-entering the conscious world where I can't control water. Second of all, oh my gosh, I hate people shouting across the house.
What?
That gives me anxiety. That makes me freak out. And there's nothing worse. I hate this so much. When you get yelled at from across the house or whatever, and then you reply and they can't hear you properly. And it's like, you just made me go from being relaxed to yelling. You made this happen because you yelled first. And now you can't even hear me. You are making my life not enjoyable right now. I hate that. I hate it. And I know what you're thinking. Robert not liking yelling? Not my Robert, not the Robert I know. Not when I'm going from literally chilling on my bed to suddenly yelling. Come on.
Okay, now on to my miscellaneous dreams.
All right.
We will start with a quote from me. Sleeping is just logging out of your body.
Okay.
In this one, I fell off a cliff and landed on my arm, and I woke up laying on the same arm that I landed on, so that was spooky. And thus the line between dreams and reality becomes
That's just luck.
Sorry, I'll stop making awesome quotes. In another dream, I went to the backyard of my parents' house. In real life, we have a chicken coop back there with 5 chickens. Penny, Goldie, Becky, Sunny, and Ham.
That's sick.
I'll give you 4 guesses which one I named.
That's
But
sick.
in the dream, there were more chickens. Little baby ones and fuzzy ones. Aww. But there was also a duck and a bunch of tortoises. I love animals, so this was a really fun dream. In fact, this was the dream that got me interested in tortoises. And then I visited a reptile place and met some tortoises there, and they recommended a good place to get pet tortoises. And now I have Scooter and Egg, my adorable pet rocks.
Sweet.
I love them. I also had a dream where I accidentally stepped on Egg and hurt her. I woke up and cried, and I had to check on her.
Oh my gosh, you guys. The number of times I've had dreams about things happening to my rats, it's the worst. It's like when I eventually become a parent, I just know those are gonna be my dreams and it's the worst. My mom has those kinds of dreams about me, you know? My whole life, she talks about how she has these terrifying dreams of things happening to me. And it's like, wow, sweet. Good to know what I'm inheriting. Because if I'm already having these sad dreams about my rats, imagine a human. A human.
It was just a dream. She's fine. When I was young, I had one where I dressed up in a magnet suit and jumped off my back deck, and the suit magnetized me all the way to the city, and I could use it to climb the metal skyscrapers.
Wow.
I had another Harry Potter one, and in it, we would have wizard duels on trampolines. Shushbull Kalupus! Also, apparently I sleep talk. This one time I was in an old apartment that I lived in for college, right before I dropped out. I was asleep, and my roommate Parker was awake in his bed, and he heard me say, delish. Delish. So I guess
He was
I was
eating
just
ham in that
enjoying
one.
a fantastic meal in my sleep.
True. That totally just dawned on me. I ate pizza in my dream last night. Because of my condition, I haven't eaten pizza in like half a year. I love pizza, but yeah, I haven't eaten it in like half a year. Man, I'm so healthy right now, it is insane. But I realized I just ate pizza, but it was in my dream. And I know it was in a dream because I don't eat pizza. Sorry, does anyone care as much as me? I care as much as me.
I also die a lot in my dreams.
Yeah.
When you think about it, sleep is kind of like a free trial of death, a taste of the sweet release, a chance for our astral bodies to fly free from these limiting meat suits and taste of the comfort
Okay,
and bliss
you're
of the
done. You're
afterlife.
done, Bryson.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
But sooner or later, we all must wake up and ponder, what is the afterlife really like?
Bryson!
Where do we go when we fall asleep? And where do we go when our time is up?
Oh my gosh, you know he's going to end this with something so ridiculous, so silly. You know it's coming, but Bryson, please do not give me an existential crisis. I don't watch Haminations to have existential crises. But hey, sometimes we all have to look inside.
What if when we die, we wake up and realize it was all just a dream? But we learned things in that dream. So what do we learn from our dreams within this dream?
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, you're welcome for the free existential crisis. That's all from me. Tune in next month for another wacky and silly Haminations video. Bye-bye!
It was all just a dream.
So he knows. He knows he was giving everyone an existential crisis. Thank you so much, Bryson. Very considerate for people who have anxiety. As expected, another slapperino from the boy. It's so funny watching these videos now after his voice changed.
Because I forget that his voice changed.
It's so funny. But we knocked out some of the essential viewing. And as usual, people, if you have not checked out Bryson's channel yet, you gotta do it. Do the thing. Do it. Or here's the playlist of all 3 times where we looked at Haminations. If you haven't seen either of the 2 other videos, make sure you check that out and get caught up. Or here's a video that YouTube specifically thinks you will like. Are they right? I don't know. You tell me. I'll see you here or I'll see you there. Love y'all. Peace.